More history in the making of this year's championships. It's 125 years since the ladies' singles began. The game has evolved immeasurably since then, of course. And in this watershed year, the draw is as open and exciting as ever, with youthful challengers and experienced campaigners all vying to lay their hands on the much-coveted Venus Rosewater dish.
The most recent Grand Slam champion in the ladies' draw, Simona Halep, proved a lot of doubters wrong at Roland Garros. After losing her first three major finals, the Romanian recovered from a set and a breakdown to finally claim the French Open.
She showed incredible fortitude at the French because that was a tough final. Sloane Stephens played lights out first set. And Halep would have had a perfectly good excuse to say she was just too good on the day, but she wouldn't go away, and that showed great tenacity. The challenge will be to work out how she's going to carry herself in her first major after that breakthrough.
Halep's been semi-finalist at Wimbledon. She's a tough opponent for anyone. She's world #1 now, and the fact that she now has a Grand Slam title under her belt, I think that gives her a huge amount of confidence, knowing that she's got what it takes to win 7 matches across the fortnight, and there's no reason why she can't do it again at Wimbledon.
Halep's quarter-final match against Johanna Konta in 2017 drew a peak audience of 7.4 million on the BBC, the highest figure for a ladies' match this century. It was certainly a dramatic affair.
It was an incredibly high-level match. I do remember that. I think both of us were really kind of raising each other's level in a way, and that's when great matches happen. I think with the roof being closed and the acoustics that were on centre court, it was an electrifying experience. I got better with each match that I played, and I really left it all out there. So I can only really ask that of myself, and I'm really looking forward to continuing to do that.
I think with Jo it's a bit tricky because her results have been up and down since then, and I think she lost to Petra Kvitova in the build-up in Birmingham. So I feel that she kind of needs to string a few wins together to get that confidence back. I feel that there's a few more question marks on her than other players.
Serena Williams has done as much as any player to elevate the women's game. After taking time out to have her first child, she returned to Grand Slam action at the French Open, winning 3 rounds before being forced to pull out through injury. Serena loves the big occasion, though, and this is, of course, a landmark year at Wimbledon.
Well, the 125th anniversary of the ladies' singles, the one big thing that everyone's looking to is Serena Williams. She's won 7 times. She came back to the Grand Slams in France. If she's fit and firing, she'll be the player to beat.
Regardless of how little she's played this year and how few matches she's won compared to others, you've still got to look at her and think she has a chance of going really deep into the tournament.
It's Serena, the most incredible tennis player of our generation, really. And to see her out there, she loves the place. 7 championships. She knows what has to be done. She's looking fit, she's eager, she's relaxed, she's composed. As you walk onto that center court, the game face comes on, and that's incredible to watch. And what she does on a grass court is quite phenomenal. I think Serena could go all the way.
Serena's big sister Venus proves she's still hungry for more success by reaching the final at the age of 37 last year. A 6th Wimbledon crown is not beyond the realms of possibility.
I would never ever write off Venus Williams because she's been proving for the last few years that age is no barrier, and to come so close to winning a slam as she has in the last sort of couple of years, there's no reason necessarily why she couldn't. She's got the game on her day, and she's certainly got the pedigree.
Petra Kvitova's had a solid clay court season, which could be ominous given her natural preference for grass. After a tough return last year, the 2-time former champion can't wait to get started.
Wimbledon is very special for me, for sure. I do remember those memories when I won. It would be great if I can live it another year, but it's just great to play tennis. I'm really enjoying every time I'm back on the court, playing on the special grass, and looking forward to being in Wimbledon again.
She's one of the biggest hitters in the game, and obviously grass very much rewards the power play. I think the fact she's a lefty helps. Her serve is fantastic, and she gets a lot of free points with the serve, and then the forehand as well. That serve-forehand combination for her is exceptional on grass.
She's such a lovely person, and what happened to her a couple of years ago is just absolutely tragic. But to see her come back from that and put all those concerns to one side, it just shows how strong she can be mentally. She adores the All England club, having won it twice. Petra has to be one of the main contenders on the women's side, no doubt about it.
Caroline Wozniacki seized her moment in Australia at the start of the year to finally become a Grand Slam champion, while Sloane Stephens proved her credentials by claiming the US Open title at the back end of 2017. She is part of an emerging generation of American talent.
Sloane Stephens and Madison Keys, I'm going to be really interested to see them. I mean, Sloane Stephens, you know, since she came back from that terrible foot problem that she had, has just been, I think, exceeded what everybody would have expected, you know, winning the US Open and then getting to the final of the French. Historically, she hasn't done particularly well at Wimbledon, but it sort of feels like you can almost write off what happened before and that this is a new career for her, and I've been impressed by the maturity that she's shown on court. I think maybe that was something that was a little bit lacking from her before. She was too up and down mentally. She didn't necessarily seem to focus enough during the matches. But it seems like now that she's got this second chance to play, she had tennis taken away from her a bit, and now maybe it means a bit more to her.
And then, of course, there's the defending champion, Garbine Muguruza, whose game also suits the myriad challenges that grass presents. Lifting the Venus Rosewater dish in 2017 signalled her second Grand Slam victory, and she certainly seems to thrive when it really matters.
I think it's interesting with Garbine Muguruza because she has such a poise, such elegance on the court, but we never quite know which Garbine Muguruza is going to show up. Is it the one that is going to contain her tennis and bring it all out for the big stages, which she's done before? But then you feel like there's a lot of pressure riding on her shoulders as well. But one thing's for sure, she's going to have a lot of support from the crowd.
At Wimbledon last year, she seemed to be at peace. She was working with Conchita Martinez at that tournament, who's a 1994 Wimbledon champion, and just seemed to put her in a very good headspace the whole way. She's not with Martinez anymore, so maybe won't have that same type of calm, but the game is there. And she's another player who fits that mold of big power, pretty good serve, comfortable coming to net. She plays a lot of doubles, so she can finish up there, and she really was impressive at last year's tournament.
Sure, she's got a shot at defending, but there's been a sequence of first-time winners recently, or at least I think there have been 7 different winners in the last 7 women's slams. So that tells its own story that there's a lot of unpredictability and volatility in the women's game at the moment.
First up for Muguruza is British hope Naomi Brodie. Seeded 25, Serena Williams takes on Arantxa Rus. Simona Halep faces Kurumi Nara of Japan. And Alexandra Sasnovich lies in wait for Petra Kvitova.